Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. Today I want to talk about a huge SPAC deal that should take place around the end of the year. The digital currency company Circle is going to go public via a SPAC deal, and this is going to be valued at around $4.5 billion. So Circle plans to go public through a special purpose acquisition company known as a SPAC, which has its sole purpose to basically acquire a private company and then make that company instantly public. These companies are sort of blank check companies, and in this case the acquisition is with Concord Acquisition Corp. There has been so much regulatory scrutiny in the crypto world, and Circle is the principal operator of the USD coin, so USDC. And USDC is a stablecoin, and regulators want to seek more clarity around the trading and issuance of stablecoins. And in case you don't know, stablecoins are digital currencies that are intended to be less volatile than your usual Ethereums, Cardanos, and the other coins. Stablecoins are usually backed and pegged by the existing currency already in the world. For example, you get USDT and USDC, and those are pegged by the dollar. So they usually mimic the same value as what the dollar is in their USDC and USDT amount. They're not as volatile. So looking at this article on CNBC by Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, he said on CNBC that we just see an incredible opportunity to grow rapidly and grow around the world. And we think that this set of transactions and becoming a public company really sets us up to be a trusted platform in this digital currency industry. Naturally, when they go public, they have to file with the SEC, and therefore they have to submit documents. There's more transparency to the different stakeholders such as investors. I personally am very bullish on Circle, but that's also because I'm very bullish on cryptocurrencies as a general. But having a stable currency adoption system, so a payment system that allows that is going to grow, become more innovative, and be mass adopted in the world, I think Circle has chosen the right strategy in raising this capital so that they can improve their infrastructure and therefore their innovation. So the CEO said on Squawk Box that we operate this market infrastructure of USDC which doesn't have a clear comparable. It's a fundamental innovation in payment systems. So you might think about large payment technology companies like Visa or MasterCard. They're trying to rival Visa and MasterCard not directly but in their own USDC format, by providing users the option to have an effective payment system using the USDC stablecoin. So the company is investing aggressively. In an interview I saw on CNBC with the CEO of Circle, he said they are going to use the proceeds from the SPAC deal to reinvest into themselves and expand their digital currency payments and treasury services. So this is interesting. Allaire, who is also the company's co-founder, will remain CEO of the company. Bob Diamond, chairman of Concord Acquisition Corp and CEO of Atlas Merchant Capital, will join the board. Bob Diamond, wasn't he the CEO of Barclays? I think he was the CEO of Barclays when I interned there. Long time ago, 2015, when I interned there. Yeah, he was. We had a talk with him, actually. I remember being in the intern batch and Bob Diamond came in. It's got to be. I need to check this out. Let's Google this, guys. Yes, I was right. Bob Diamond was the CEO of Barclays. I remember being in the offices in Canary Wharf as an intern, and we had this talk, and Bob Diamond came and spoke to us interns. This is crazy. What a small world. Anyway, back to Circle, guys. So just clicking on the Circle website, they help internet businesses accept payments and send payouts globally in one unified platform, move digital money leveraging traditional payment rails, or do business in a more global, scalable, and efficient way through the blockchain infrastructure. So note, the merger agreement will see a newly formed Irish holding company acquire Circle and Concord, and this will value Circle at around $4.5 billion, and on the transaction's close, Circle's existing shareholders will hold approximately 86% stake in the merged entity. So guys, the transaction linked to the merger, investors have agreed to commit $415 million private investment in public equity, so PIPE financing, and the PIPE financing and cash in trust will together provide the gross proceeds of more than $1.1 billion for Circle at the transaction's close. And like I mentioned, the CEO said that they want to reinvest this into their operations to expand their international presence. You also need to look at where USDC can go. On this article in CoinDesk, they very rightly point out that USDC has been growing at a huge rate over the past year. From around 1 billion in circulation, they now have 25 billion of USDC in circulation. This makes it a truly viable competitor to Tether. And with the mass adoption of cryptos increasing, if we're seeing this go from 1 billion to 25 billion, imagine what we will see in the next bull run. Imagine what the price of this stock could reach. I honestly think this would be a great investment for the future, in my non-financial advisor opinion. This is just based on my opinions, because I personally have used USDC. I have used USDT as well. So I know there's been a lot of controversy around USDT, but USDC is also a fantastic one. And with the fact that I personally have used it and that I have even been paid in it, that I can accept it myself as a form of payment, as a usable digital currency, imagine the company that was actually the one that founded the USDC stablecoin in the first place. So there clearly is big potential, but I have to point out that there are also large regulatory risks that can be coming. This is very clearly outlined here. The best scenario, the management of the USD stablecoin by a public regulated US entity could be watershed, both practically and conceptually. At the highest level, it would be perhaps the most direct currency competition between a private company and the US government since the post-Civil War crackdown on private bank currencies. I mean, since it goes public, it will have more intervention from US authorities. Now, this begs the question that would it be in the US government's favor to even have a USDC be so mass adopted compared to the actual US dollar? However, let's see the risk in the crypto sphere. So in the crypto sphere, if the USDC establishes trust, it could continue to displace Tether, so USDT, which many critics see as a systemic risk because of its lack of reserve transparency. It could even be an alternative to a USD-backed stablecoin managed by the Federal Reserve, and some see the private route as preferable. Because the whole point of it going down the private route is that it's less regulated and there's less intervention, and that's sort of the whole point of decentralization and the cryptocurrency world in itself. Now, there was a huge surge in SPACs during the pandemic in 2020, which sort of led the New York Stock Exchange into overdrive. And many of those SPACs ended up being a bit of a disaster for retail investors. So the SPAC frenzy has fallen off a little bit. So what I mean to say is that the fact that Circle is kind of late to the SPAC game could be in its favor. The wave of SPAC deflations caused the SEC to tighten their regulations. Now, this is what caused the SPAC slowdown. Companies realized that they can no longer get away with very loose reporting rules. Now that the rules on SPACs have tightened, yet Circle is still coming in, that means they are well equipped probably to provide that documentation and the correct reporting standards. I personally think this is a good sign. They've clearly assessed the risks and calculated it. At least I hope. So there is no set date, but financefeeds.com has said in this article that the listing is expected to yield $691 million for the company, and once the formalities are completed, the company would be listed in the New York Stock Exchange sometime in the last quarter of this year. Circle are also looking to launch many different partnerships in the crypto space, so these collaborations can really help it increase its user base. They're actually collaborating with maps.me, and this will help increase their user base. So if we can see this article, Circle Maps.me partner to bring benefits of DeFi to more consumers. This collaboration will give Circle access to the growing user base of Maps.me as well. So just looking at the Circle investor presentation for 2021. So here are the Circle team and the Concord acquisition team. And there is Bob Diamond, who I met in 2015. Well, I didn't really meet him. He presented to us. I don't know why I'm telling you guys that. So the transaction summary, looking at the capital structure of the deal, $969 million will be in cash held on the pro forma balance sheet. So the pro forma balance sheet is the balance sheet of the companies merged together. So remember, Circle shareholders will get 86% of the merged entity. So the pro forma enterprise value, which is what the valuation is. Remember, enterprise value is always what a company is valued as. Investment bankers usually do that valuation. I used to work in investment banking, so I remember looking at all this stuff. So pro forma enterprise value, 4.5 billion. Pro forma debt, so post the merger, the debt will be 54 million. Pro forma cash will be actually a negative of minus 549 million. So going into their mission, so Circle's marquee accounts and partnerships are with renowned names. So most of us know Coinbase, Visa, there is Genesis, US Bancorp, Compound, FTX, Dapper, and Signature Bank. So just for some of their projections, they think in 2023 it is expected to have 190 billion of USDC in circulation. Given that we're in around, I think, 25 billion now, that is pretty impressive if they reach that amount. It would also heavily impact their stock price. And 885 million is total revenue that they expect, and 15 billion of total transaction volume, and 50 billion in total volume lent. This is all for 2023. That's their mission. They have a solid management team behind them that have come from experiences from renowned names. I mean, just off like what I can see, Google, Citi, McKinsey, Brightcove, PayPal, Libra, WorldPay, Seed Invest, some diversified talent running their management team. So they're trying to show, look at this. So the dawn of the internet value. I like this graph. If you look, this starts at 1990, 2000, 2010, and 2020, and how technology has kind of revolutionized everything. Facebook, iPhone. I mean, we all pretty much most of us use Facebook or have iPhones, unless you're an Android user. Then we had Bitcoin in 2008, and look where we're at now. We had Uber, and now we have Circle's public debut. So they are trying to build something that can revolutionize the digital currency payment system. So they want to be the future of financial infrastructure, blockchain finance, so blockchain-based infrastructure built on open networks, full stack on internet rails, built on global open networks, programmable with smart contracts. That's really good with their interoperability as well. Global, scalable, and efficient, speed and efficiency of the internet native money. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, USDC is a digital currency representation of an existing dollar that is redeemable, one-on-one, fully reserved and audited. Like I said, I've even accepted payments myself in USDC and USDT, but it's because it's the same value as the currency of the dollar, so it doesn't fluctuate. So I wouldn't get paid in maybe something very volatile and then suddenly see that turn like 40% less than the day after because of how volatile the crypto markets are. It's built on Ethereum and other emerging public blockchains. Instantaneously transferable 24/7 across the world. Open, interoperable, and programmable with smart contracts. Also, it's built on Ethereum. I remember sending some stablecoins across on the Ethereum network, and you do have to pay a fee, but once EIP 1559 gets into place, maybe these fees will also go down. And yeah, it's compatible with US federal and state regulations and guidelines for digital currency. It might become the most trusted digital currency that is a stablecoin. It's a good thing they're aiming to be like that. I mean, there is not enough regulation in cryptos, and now that they are actually wanting to comply with regulation, I think people will trust it more, that people will start using it. What this says, USDC is not displacing existing central bank money, subject to market volatility relative to the corresponding fiat. Okay, so here's some stats. Leading the market in growth and adoption, 6,171% compounded annual growth rate to 22.6 billion USDC in circulation. I think it's gone up to like 25 billion. I mean, you can just see the growth in the past year. It's grown exponentially, and 22.6 billion in circulation. This can only go higher, especially when there is increasing trust in this as a stablecoin. I think the biggest thing that will help them grow is them expanding their global presence, which is what the CEO said in his interview with CNBC, that they want to invest the proceeds of the SPAC transaction in expanding to the global markets. They're already quite global, so they know how to establish themselves globally. So when they get the proceeds of this SPAC arrangement, they can really help establish themselves in even more countries. I mean, they're already covering 180 countries. So again, re-emphasizing what I was saying, a massive market opportunity expected to play out over decades. Okay, guys, what do you guys think of the Circle Spac arrangement? Are you guys going to be investing? What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below and let me know what you think. Also, if you guys are interested, I have a Patreon where I talk about what I buy and sell in real time. You get a lot of one-on-one support on me depending on which tier you select as well. And I also have a link down below for WEBULL where you can get 2 free stocks when you deposit your first $100. And those 2 free stocks are worth up to $2,000, which is a fantastic deal. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that like button down below so we can help push this video out so that more people who can't normally see my videos get to see this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.